white man tells the truth about racism, and black folks are lost their minds.
And white
What did
people
he
are
say?
upset that black people agree with him.
That nigga said that the only thing that made racism, the only demographic it applies to in 2023 is convicted felons. And so there's no wonder why the majority of convicted felons are black people. A la the sham god. They sham god in racism.
They what?
He said they sham god in racism. They made
He's
racism illegal and then made the one group that you could be racist to convicted felons, and then
and
made
then
sure
they
that all the people that were black were convicted felons.
yeah.
Sounds about white. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Hit him
That
with a
is,
23 skidoo.
E- mm,
yeah, and he's completely right. All right.
this the video. Is this
Yep.
five? We gonna watch 5 minutes of this shit?
No, we're not gonna watch 5 minutes of this shit. We're just gonna watch the part where he describes racism to white people.
When he
Oh, okay.
23 skidoo the racist.
All right, let's hear it.
People ask me, what was my aha moment? What made me change my perspective? And it's when I saw this. So a black person in the United States during the Jim Crow era faced second-class citizenship, disenfranchisement, barriers to voting, barriers to education, barriers to employment, and barriers to housing. Then we had the 1964 Civil Rights Act and the 1965 Voting Rights Act, which stated we could no longer do any of this. We could no longer discriminate based on race. So in 2023, what is the only group of people that we can legally discriminate against? We can legally relegate to second-class citizenship, create barriers to voting, barriers to education, barriers to employment, barriers to housing. If you answered convicted felon, you are absolutely correct. In 2023, a convicted felon is the only group of people that we can legally do all this to. Now, do you believe it's a coincidence that 1 in 3 black males carry this label as convicted felon as opposed to 1 in 17 white males? If you answered yes to that question, let's take a look at what's happened since the dismantling of the Jim Crow laws. We've had a 700% increase in our prison population. We've gone from 300,000 inmates to as high as 2.3 million. Now, I do believe we're back down to about 1.8 million today. We had the law and order agenda, which was an increase in police spending and a decrease in school funding, which created the school to prison pipeline. We also had the war on drugs, which we now know was a war on people. We had the 1986 Anti-Drug Abuse Act, and we had the 1994 Crime Bill. Now, the 86 Anti-Drug Abuse Act differentiated between rock cocaine and powder cocaine, which we know predominantly impacted the black community. And the 94 Crime Bill created harsher sentences, lengthier sentences, and minimum mandatories. We also know that black people make
I
up
hate that he said it that
53%
way.
of all exonerations,
Minimal.
69% of exonerations for drug crimes, and they're 7 times more likely to be wrongly convicted. So when I seen all of this, I realized that racism in this country never ended. We have a systemic issue.
So as you saw and heard him,
Matter can't be created or destroyed. It just changes.
Thought it was energy.
Same shit. But Razcast didn't put that in the bar.
All right. Hey, look, I ain't mad at him for it. Why people mad?
There are, and this is the amazing part of the story. Apparently, white people have found a way to be mad at black people about this white man in this video.
I mean, we get blamed for everything. They didn't even. They look. They have made greater leaps than that to blame us for some shit.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fucking amazing. They managed to find a way to blame black people for this white guy's understanding that racism is a whole system.
Hey, I just want to shout out this white man for breaking down racism and letting us know exactly what it is and who we discriminate against. I mean, somebody should make a documentary chronicling.
Nigga, shout out to Bernie Sanders for never thinking about a spoonful of sugar helping the medicine go down. He's fucking this country up secondhand. Lie to us, Bernie. Fix us.
He ain't gonna fit. Bernie is done. But yeah. Y'all know there was a documentary on Netflix that was pretty much this.
Yeah,
Okay.
13.
As long as we can acknowledge that and not say that this white man is now bringing us some new information. I mean, he's correct in everything that he said. It just ain't nothing new.
Oh yeah,
There's
it's
a whole
nothing new at
documentary
all.
about this shit. Why are we up in arms?
Hey, do you know we're not talking about this white man? We talking about black people saying what you saying about this white man. This clip like 2 years old.
Oh,
So we're not talking about the white man. We're talking about niggas saying exactly what you just said about this white man. Absolutely no goddamn reason. Let this white man have his shine.
no.
Let, I say let's just be happy that this white man understands.
No.
Hey,
No.
that's crazy. Hey, that's crazy how quick that got lost in the mud. We're not actually talking about him. We're talking about the black folks' response to him.
Yeah,
Hey, look, I have no ill sentiment towards that man. I have no problem with him making that video. I'm cool with it. I'm just not finna stand on my chair and start clapping. I'm not finna do a Tom Cruise on Oprah for this motherfucker.
But no one's
Cool.
asking that. Everybody is pretty much saying, shut the fuck up and let the white man teach his white folks.
Oh, I guess. I
Problem
mean,
is that the
it
white
just
black.
it was just a eh. I mean, he right, but eh.
Yeah, the problem is that the problem is as I perceive it from her video because that's a black woman's video. Is the comments from the peanut gallery, the unnecessary comments from the peanut gallery. That is what the crux of the argument is now. The unnecessary comments from the peanut gallery.
From the peanut. Again, I guess I don't know. People shouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't give it the. I wouldn't give it that energy. Like,
Oh, and by 2 years old, I mean I know he said 2023. The nigga does that video like once a year.
uh,
He does it on TikTok. People redo their TikTok videos over and over and over until they catch fire, and he finally caught fire with them.
hey, look, yeah. Again,
That's why you heard him changing statistics, 2.3 back down to 1.8, because he keeps doing this video over and over and over until it catches. Video's old as shit, and it finally caught. And niggas are up